Okay, so here we are on the Maidan in Kiev. Maidan basically means square, and this is the area where most of the revolution took place in February. Well, I guess from November till about March. So Maidan is the square, and it's this area right here. The monument that you've probably seen on the news. Okay. And if you look down this way, down this street, going down, that is Khreshchatyk, and that is the main street where revolutionary actions also took place. So outside of this whole area, if you go a block anywhere off of the Maidan or Khreshchatyk, everything's pretty much normal. You don't see any of these tents, you don't see anything that's been burned or destroyed. So really, the images you've seen on the news or that you saw on the news were all contained in this one spot. The rest of Kiev pretty much looks completely untouched. So you can see here all the cobblestones that were dug up, used as ammunition. And you can also see a ton of tents still. As well as some barricades. So this one right here, for instance, says Kolomia. And Kolomia is a town in western Ukraine in the Karpaty Mountains. And this one over here says Donetsk, which you may or may not know is in the east of Ukraine, close to Lugansk. And so these people have actually been here since the revolution, just camping out, showing their support. Looks like there's a Turkish flag on there, Scottish, Ukrainian. Over here, this road was one of the main barriers against the military and the Maidaners. You can see lots of barriers set up, lots of people walking out and about, taking pictures. If you look at that bridge up ahead, those banners are pictures of people who died. But despite all of these tents and kind of the destruction, you still see it's still a gathering point. Lots of people out and about taking pictures. When I was here last summer, it was actually quite beautiful. So it's kind of a shame to see, but I guess a direct result of the revolution. Over here is a stage, and today there's no one on it, but often times they have people singing folk music and whatnot. And all around in front of the different camps you see buckets basically asking for donations to help with the Maidan cause or for cleanup and for restoration. And here is a wall of people who have died. Kind of one of the many, many memorials that are up here. Okay, so this has been a site that's been on the news. This is Kiev's Christmas tree, actually, and of course, when events broke out, it quickly turned into, as you can see, it still is a kind of a symbol of the revolution and of revolutionary messages. So that'll probably be up for a while still. If you walk around, you can see a lot of Christmas decorations kind of making up the camps or piled up against tires and whatnot. More views of the camps, and obviously a guy getting interviewed for the news. This building up here was a bank, and behind that big kind of mural on it, this building was actually one of the headquarters of the Maidaners, and it was burnt out. So I don't know if they're restoring that right now or if it's going to be torn down. It's Ukraine, so there's probably not going to be torn down. Anyway, some more memorials. Walking through some more of the camps here. People who have been here since November, some of them actually. And the reviews are mixed. Half of the people here that I've spoken to say that it's good and these people will stay until real changes are made, and the other half just wish that they would leave so that things could get back to normal and so that the downtown area could get cleaned up. So I said the downtown area is still very much a place to meet. There's a sushi restaurant, McDonald's up there, always popular. Lots of outdoor cafes, it's summertime, lots of beer gardens. So, not the scary images that you've seen on the news. Unfortunately, all these crazy barricades and barbed wire and pallets and tents make the place look a lot more war-torn than it is in actuality. This is an interesting walk through here. One of the plazas on the Maidan. These big circular things are actually fountains. And last summer when I was here, it was quite beautiful, these fountains. Here's another one. It's sad to see I'm not having water flowing from them because they're really, really beautiful. So I hope the next time I come, they're going to be back up and running. Okay, so back down in the middle here, back to the Donetsk tent. And I just realized those are not Turkish flags, they're Azerbaijani flags. So my mistake. The mood down here is not one of fear, and it's not one of despair. It's actually quite lighthearted. People are still hanging out and laughing and meeting, and it's really an interesting place to be. This has nothing to do with the revolution, but look at the dedication to wearing heels here. Amazing. Alright, so here we are walking down the Kreshadek, the main road. Normally this would have, of course, cars going into the city center, but it's still blocked off with the Maidaners. So, and actually there's a barricade up ahead, so we'll have to move and get onto the sidewalk. But despite how this looks now, this is actually such a beautiful part of Kiev normally. And I hope to say, oh, and now we have a carnival basketball game, of course. Oh, Ukraine. It's awesome. You can't have a revolution without cotton candy and musicians. One of the camps. One of the things that's really interesting is normally this place has a lot of souvenir vendors, and now it still does, but they've kind of shifted towards patriotic souvenirs and kind of souvenirs that poke fun of Yanukovych, like the golden bread and the golden toilets. I don't know where any of those are, but Yanukovych had a golden toilet in his house and a golden loaf of bread, because that's what you do. And over here, you can see they're quickly replacing the cobblestones that were unearthed. Not unearthed, but dug up and used as ammunition. So there's a attempt to get things back to normal, which is kind of refreshing and I guess kind of necessary at the same time. The golden bread, the golden toilet, and the Yanukovych toilet paper. Okay, so this is looking back towards Maidan. You can kind of see in the background the bank I was talking about earlier that's been burnt out. And sidewalk. And if you look back this way, so 2 weeks ago, before I went to Georgia, there was at least another 2 blocks of this barricaded off, and now it ends right here. So they've actually cleaned up quite a bit of it since just 2 weeks ago. So it looks like they're making a lot of progress of getting the place cleaned up and back to normal. This looks like, oh, it's a statue of Taras Shevchenko. Looks like, I'm pretty sure. One of the treasured poets here in this part of the world. Parts of a blockade left over. See through there. I come down this way. People out and about. These lights are still up from Christmas time, and this is the area where they would have had the Christmas market, kind of like a German Christmas market. Okay, so this is a pedestrianized walkway right beside the Chreshchatyk. There's a main road, Chreshchatyk. All of this during the revolution would have been blocked off. And if you look down there, you can kind of see where the blockade now begins. But the really interesting thing is there's all these really nice shops along this street, and none of them were destroyed during the revolution. So no windows were broken, nothing was looted. And it's just kind of crazy to think about with the intensity of the events that occurred here. So I don't know if that could happen in our country, if we would be as peaceful to not do that or not. But here you've got Zara, which is pretty nice, and it's completely okay. Alright, so McDonald's is the place to be if you're cool, so that's why I'm here. pretty certain I'm going to get caught in a downpour any second here, but until that time comes, I'll walk you back through the Maidan area. It's kind of interesting to look at and to just be here. It's a really, I don't know. Oh, there's some of the Christmas decorations left over I was talking about. Tomorrow's the 4th of July, USA. Yes, so obviously Kiev needs to replace their Christmas decorations for next year, because here's where they ended up. Another memorial. Okay, so this will probably be kind of the end of this little tour, but I wanted to walk through these photos, kind of like an outdoor gallery, because sponsored by Fulbright, and which is a United States program, and so I just wanted to kind of film these because they're really beautiful. I feel like a lot of these images are ones we didn't see on the news because they don't sell as well as Molotov cocktails, but the Ukrainian people really, really are awesome and strong, as you can see. The youth coming together to fight for their country is just awesome. Got volunteers. Even now, if you go down into some of the camps, there's still volunteers serving borscht and vareniki, pambushki to the people who are down here. These images are gorgeous. I wish that the news would show more things like this. So even through it all, there's still a sense of pride for Kiev. People cleaning up. You can see right now people trying to like I say, get back to normal, put the cobblestones back, people helping people. There's really a spirit of community here, something I didn't really experience before much in Kiev. People smile more, there's more patriotism. It's really a good feeling, and as a foreigner I feel 150% safe here. My whole time here I haven't experienced anything negative, quite the opposite, and I hope that the world will still make it a point to visit Ukraine. I know this area doesn't look the best, but really the spirit here is so amazing. The energy here is incredible, and I just want to say that I love this country. I love the people here. It's peaceful. I hope the world sees that it's peaceful, and I hope that Ukraine can recover from all this. Well, of course they can. I hope they come out of it with a renewed sense of, a renewed sense of just being together and plowing forward with their future. And I'm impressed with what I've seen so far. So, world, come to Ukraine. It's going to build itself back up. It's going to be a beautiful place once again. Well, it still is, but this Maidan area once again will be beautiful too. So, thank you. Slava Ukraini!